The immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm concluding my first round of my retro game playoffs. That's right. I took 8 retro game products that came out in 2018 and pitted them against each other, with you determining who moves on to the next round. And this is the final of round one. And what I'm doing is I'm pitting against the R9 Handheld, also known as a Soulja Boy, same thing, against the new Bitt-Boy. And I did a video of these individually on my channel, but you're going to determine which one do you think is a better product, and that product goes on to the next round. And it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to talk about the rules, I'm going to talk about the bracket, and let's check it out. Alright. Users may vote for their favorite device featured in this video. This is done by commenting in the comment section of this video and doing a +1 with the device's name in the comment section. Voting will be tallied up after a scheduled and announced time. For this video, that time is going to be January 15th, midnight, Pacific Standard Time. The device that has the most votes in the comment section will move on. You may only vote once per video. So far, I've done 3 videos already on my channel for the retro gaming playoffs. The Retron 77 versus the Atari Flashback 9. Voting is still open for that until midnight of January 13th. I also did the Mega Retron HD versus the Genesis Flashback 2018. Voting is still open for that until January 13th, midnight. Tuesday, I did a quarter scale Pac-Man versus the 1-Up Arcade Pac-Man, and voting for that is open until midnight, January 15th. This one is going to be the same. Voting is open until January 15th at midnight, and then the winners will pit off against each other. The quarter scale Pac-Man and 1-Up Arcade Pac-Man, winner of that will go against the winner of this on January 17th. This actual device is sold by TomTop. It does look the same as the Soulja Boy Handheld, and it's half the price. Also still available. So what you get when you get this device is the following. You get a generic box, pretty much on the box stating what it can emulate, which includes arcade games, Game Boy Advance, Super Famicom, Super Nintendo, Sega, Famicom, and Nintendo. And it also comes with a broken English manual that isn't really helpful. Kind of funny more than anything to look at. As well as the actual device itself. Pretty nice device. Pretty light. It's got shoulder buttons. It's got a charger, as well as some other features. It's got audio jacks, a jack where you can hook it up to a TV. You got this cartridge where you actually put your micro SD card into, and there you have it. Alright, when you get into the Soulja Boy, each retro game is divided into its own category, so it's easy to navigate. There are a ton of games on this device, and I can tell you right now, there's a reason why Nintendo went after this device, because there's a ton of stuff on there they probably didn't have the rights to. You have tons of Neo Geo stuff mixed in with a ton of arcade stuff. A lot of classics here. You have Samurai Showdown, you got Metal Slug, you got all the classics. You open up the Game Boy Advance, and the Game Boy Advance category actually had a ton of stuff on it. It had all the Pokemon, Super Mario Brothers, you name it. All the good Game Boy Advance games, all right there. And I was surprised on how many games it actually had. I mean, in Super Famicom, same thing. Had a ton of Super Nintendo games. All the Marios, RPGs, you name it. Like, just anything you'd want to play. For a lot of popular classic consoles and handhelds. Even Master System, which I really liked seeing, and Game Gear, and Game Boy. Did everything run great? It ran okay. Not everything was perfect. So this is on the actual screen. This handheld can be hooked up to a TV. Although it is AV cables, I was able to successfully do it with no problems and play one of my favorite games. And there's a lot of games on here and with mixed results. And so you be the judge, but it does offer lots of gameplay and games. The Soulja Boy is going against this. The new Bitt-Boy Handheld updated model includes a micro SD card slot, has a rechargeable battery that lasts, I think, about 3 hours, and it looks like a Game Boy Mini. It's same in color, additional buttons, and features. Now, it's important to note that this includes 0 games. You have to provide the ROMs to play on this handheld. Like the Soulja Boy, it comes with AV cables, so you can hook it up to a television set via AV jacks. Now, on an LCD screen, it's going to look okay. On a CRT screen, it will look better. Also, the Bitt-Boy came with an ability to use a micro USB cable, which does come included, to plug it in and recharge it. You pretty much install games by putting the game ROMs on a micro SD card slot, which there are models that include a micro SD card, or you can provide your own. My micro SD card worked the first time. It was fairly easy to install games and have them appear once you boot the system up. And what I like about this is you don't have to put the files on your card, your micro SD card, in any weird format. You just drop them in and you choose Nintendo, Game Boy, or Game Boy Color, and it'll pop right up. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. Nice clear screen. Now what you're probably noticing is, where's the volume? To select volume, you would press select and B, and in a game, you have to be in a game to do that. And you press select and T. Over here, here you would press this button or that button as well for, I do believe, brightness. Alright, want to show you that this does play homebrews, and a great one is Calix Gamers Adventure 2. And I love this. And so I love the fact that it plays Nintendo games really great. I would say the strength of this device is playing Nintendo games, and really good. If you haven't checked this out, I'm going to have a link to this game if you want to download it. And like I said, there was a great team behind this homebrew game. It did debut at a PRGE, and it was made for charity. And so really love the fact that a lot of people were behind this awesome game, and it is playing great on this device. Really happy to see that. As mentioned earlier, this device plays Game Boy Color and Game Boy as well as Nintendo. But again, that is it. It doesn't have some of the options that the Soulja Boy has, and you have to provide all the ROMs yourself. I did notice when playing Game Boy and Game Boy Color that there was some issues with the background, a little bit of screen tearing, but it was mixed results depending on the game that I played. So there you have it. Both handhelds have their own issues, but I thought it'd be cool to pit them against each other, and you determine the outcome. So comment below. That's how you vote. +1 for the R9 Handheld or Soulja Boy, or the new Bitt-Boy. And so, yes, I'd love to hear back from you. This has been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of great feedback. And I may read comments posted on a feature video. So yeah, a lot of fun. And I am very curious to see who wins and moves on to the next round 2 of these retro game playoffs. Thank you so much for people around the world who continue to tune in to my humble channel. I am marching towards 80,000 subs. You also can support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You get an exclusive video every month. I love doing these. I'm having a lot of fun. This is Immortal John Hancock. Thank you so much. You take care.